Hello and welcome to How the Do You Sell Your Books on Amazon, presented by me, Bill Goss, the founder of the Elite Publishing Academy. Welcome to the EPA, or the Elite Publishing Academy as it's called. And nothing positions you as an expert in your field quite like becoming a published author. Capturing your expertise in book form adds a type of credibility to you and your business that simply cannot be matched. That's me, Bill Goss, and I've written 5 books in as many years. I've created a stream of leads for my business, generating over £2.3 million worth of income for the business. The company now published over 1,000 titles, and we've almost nearly helped and created 4,000 business owners, entrepreneurs, authors, coaches, speakers, and sales professionals publish their books to success. We've almost printed 2 million books, which hopefully by the end of 2017 we would have done. But more importantly, the main kind of stat at the bottom there, we've generated millions of pounds for our clients, which is key. This is some of the big name Charlies that I've worked with, I suppose, over the last few years. Some big pharmaceutical firms, obviously universities, and some big publishers. But realistically, I mean, what I'm talking about today is people like myself, the small business owner, the entrepreneur, the sales professional, etc. And these are some of the guys that we've really helped over the last 7-8 years now. Matt and Kerry of Fitter Food, we helped publish their book, 2 of their books, and they've sold in excess of 10,000 plus copies worldwide. It's generated hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of income from the book alone, and it's catapulted them as experts within their field. But more importantly, as it says at the bottom there, it says we did not fully understand when we set out on this adventure how much it would change their lives, which is brilliant. On the right-hand side, or my right-hand side, that is Den Lenny, who runs a business for filmmakers. He now resides in Australia and in the Far East, and he's an exceptional talent at marketing himself. But we published his book some 18 months ago now. And again, he couldn't believe how quick he sold his books and how well it went for him. And it also sold other webinars and seminars that he was doing at the time as well. Den's fantastic at what he does. And he's someone to have a look at as well when you get the chance. During this free webinar, you will learn the following. How to grow your audience, even if you're starting with 0. The secrets into turning visitors to buyers, the 3-step booster you should do before launching your book, and the number 1 rule to use and grow your list effectively. Probably the second question I get asked most is, which advertising platform is the best to use for your book? Avoid the number 1 mistake I made, and over £200,000. Yeah, that certainly isn't a brag. That's a bit of a head slap and a punch in the stomach and all sorts, really. So if you take anything out of it today, please learn from that. And the bonus content that you'll be given and a free download cheat sheet. So don't stress, you will receive an email after this presentation with all the links, PDFs and video. You don't have to scribble. I know I speak super quick. I really do apologize about that, so I will try and slow down. But you will get a full recording of this with the links and PDFs, etc. at the end. So the book is just the start of it. I always start my presentations with that because it is. A lot of people spend their time getting the book ready for publication, getting it ready to kind of get out there and give it some and look at me. This book's ready and everybody should be reading it. But really, the book is just the start of it. This is the hard work, I'm afraid, people. First of all, I've got some bad news for you. Sorry about that, but most self-published authors only sell between 80 to 120 copies of their book, full stop. Yet, I'm sorry to be the bearer of such tragic news, but it's the truth. Why? Well, the biggest problems authors have, in my opinion, is that I think they take it it's an emotional product for them personally anyway, which I completely get. A lot of people I deal with are highly skilled professionals, whether it be lawyers and doctors and all sorts of professionals, plumbers to whatever it may well be. Super successful in what they're doing. Comes to the book, they just kind of lose all concept of how to sell a product, because that's what it is. A book is a product. I've used this kind of chalkboard schematic for the last kind of 2 or 3 years in every presentation, every book I do, but it resonates with me well. I'm not sitting there, some laptop millionaire on a beach and all that type of stuff. You may know my story, you may not. I have lost a business as well, so I'm not sitting here, sitting on a high trying to preach to you of sorts. No, far from it. I'm just trying to help and guide you along the way to be successful within your book. but it's quite simple. Leads plus prospects equals customers. Something obviously, like I say, does hold truth with me. No sales, no customers, no business. Pretty simple, but there's a lot of people out there that simply don't get this. Straight into it, I'm going to dive right into it because time is of the essence. Lead magnets is the number one. What I mean by this is write something shorter than a book. A book shouldn't be where you start anymore. A book is where you arrive. As I stated previously, a book is just the start of it. Start small, learn the craft, hone your skills. All of us now watching this webinar, wherever we are in our kind of professional lives, we didn't start here. Unless you are literally starting out as a 16-year-old or an 18, 21, whatever you are, then, most of us here have had to learn whatever craft we're doing. And we are now what we are, whether we're business owners, entrepreneurs, sales professionals, whatever we're doing, we have to learn. It's the same as this within books. Write a small how-to guide, first of all. Give away a free chapter. Write several newsletters. Start a blog if you haven't already. Get articles published in a couple of magazines or a newspaper or an e-zine. Publishers, if you're going to go down the traditional publishers route, not just publishers, but it should be the whole aspect, really, businesses, etc. But, publishers are looking for authors with platforms, as we all are. If you've got audiences, you've got followers, you've got fans. So it's nothing new what I'm saying here, but again, a lot of people miss this. Not all of us are starting like a Gary Vaynerchuk or a Frank Kern, if you heard of them, where we've got, millions of people following us. That took a lot of time for them guys to be industry experts, obviously. Unless you are already one of them, that's fantastic, and I'd like to speak to you. But if you're not, then you need to grow this. You need to understand who your audience is, who your followers are, and where your fans are. The fans are the best ones. I say fans, but people who are going to recommend you, because obviously that is gold dust, if you like. People who can refer our business means we don't have to spend huge chunks on advertising. We can just, if you like, people speak for us, which is gold dust in my opinion. Start building your platform now. Bottom line, work 250,000 cliches out of your system. Learn what it actually means to be edited. Become an expert in something. Build your platform, and then start thinking about that book or novel. The secrets into turning visitors to buyers. 2 simple things. Number 1, publish a book to Amazon, and obviously other stores are available, and make it free. Kind of goes against the grain of what I write about, what I talk about, but the stats speak for themselves. You'll get 75 to 150 times more downloads compared to a paid book. This is your funnel book or lead magnet book, whichever way you want to call it. So understand that a big difference from your main book that you're going to sell for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. This is your giveaway book. Okay. Big difference. Number 2, put a huge advertisement in the front and back offering another book, as in the main book you're promoting, or some other incentive, some webinar you're presenting, or some seminar that's kind of, constant, for free in return for a reader's email address. Quite simple. We need to get people's information. This is your magnet book, your funnel book. They are the 2 secrets, personally, into turning visitors to buyers. This has been my main lead magnet since 2012. I've given away over 5,000 plus copies of this now. It's a little A6 book called Self-Publish Your Book and Become a Respected Business Author. The Business Owner's Guide to Capturing Your Expertise on Paper and Turn it into a powerful business growth tool. It's simple. It's a 34-page document full of hints and tips, clear call to action, front and back. Really simple. Exactly what I did preach just previously. Make it clean, make it simple. Want people to talk to you, want people to pick up the phone to you, want people to kind of have a consultation or whatever you're doing. Make them want to kind of have a conversation. This is what this lead magnet should all be about. Number 2, publish it on Kindle Direct. Make it your lead magnet, make it free. You can do this for a limited time. You can then sell it for 50p, 99p, whatever you're doing, dollars, euros, whatever it is. Real simple. Set up a free direct publishing account, which you can do. Loads it all up. It's very, very simple. Number 3 is to set up an Amazon author page, similar to what mine is here. It just creates that authenticity and credibility within Amazon. It also helps your kind of search rankings and everything within Amazon itself as well. So populate this, use this. The link's there. As I said, after the webinar, you will get a link to all of this anyway, and the links will all be on there. I'm going to talk briefly now about the marketing funnel. Listen, I know what it's like. I get it. I truly do. If you're on Facebook for 2 minutes of your life a day, we're inundated, if you're like me, with, this is the next kind of, you know, press a button and you want to become a Facebook millionaire kind of product, which is cool. And some people do, but 99.1% of others don't. Social media marketing, though, in my opinion, is still the quickest and easiest way to generate leads, whether that's LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google AdWords, Amazon publishing, etc., etc. So have this in mind. We have to do it. We've got to find the platform that works. So as I said earlier, this is the question that I get asked the most. Well, I've got my book out there, so which one works best for me? Is it Facebook, Amazon, or Google? Well, I don't know the answer to all that, if I'm honest. I wish I did. If I did, I would be sitting on the beach, trust me, and I would be selling my my product there for $97 type thing, as we all see. But which one works best? It's a hard one to call. What I will say to you at the moment, Amazon is a starting point for 44% of consumers searching for products. Is Google losing them? Well, yes and no. Google is a hugely profitable business. One thing I will say to you, and again, I'm not trying to teach you to suck eggs, but if you think about it, which a lot of people don't for some reason when they're selling books, Amazon is there when we're looking to buy. When you think about it, we go on Amazon mostly to buy things. And then we go on Google and Facebook when we're searching. I know it sounds silly, but we're not really in the buying mode. We're more in the buying mode on Amazon. So that's why I'm kind of trying to plug, to kind of thinking about it a little bit more, to start kind of promote yourself on Amazon a little bit more, as well as other platforms. But just think about that, 44% of consumers searching for products on Amazon, not on Google, not on Facebook, on Amazon. This is my good friend, Dominic Hodgson. I've published his book. Just about to publish another one for him. He is an Amazon #1 best-selling author. I'm just going to take you through now to a pre-recorded video that Dom and I done earlier this week, where Dom will talk you through his top tips by becoming a Amazon #1 best-selling author. Here it is. Hi, everybody. Welcome along. I've got the pleasure of an author I published a book for back in July 2016. Dominic Hodgson, who wrote and has published this book to success of how to be your dog's superhero. You might have heard of Dom, and he's been an advocate of mine now for a good year, and he's done super well. And he's going to tell you basically how to sell your books on Amazon instead of me telling you. I'm going to have a real life author tell you. So, hi, Dom.
Hello, Bill. Thanks for having me.
No problems, Dom. So, yeah, thanks a lot for jumping on board. Dominic's been super successful, as I said, with his book. It was released back in 2016, July, as I said earlier. Just tell us a little bit about the book, your background, Dom, and why you wrote the book in the first place before we go on about the exciting stuff that everybody really wants to know, how to sell their books. But give us a background first, and then we can go from there.
Okay, cool. So the really short story is I quit my job as a sales rep back in 2011 and set up as a dog adventure business up in Sunderland. And then I started to get more interested in dogs, dog training, and the career developed from there. So then I was wanting to find ways to leverage my time better and teach more people through online stuff. And that was when I became aware of how important having a book was to this sort of process. Position yourself as an expert, and just generally, lots of reasons you should write a book. But especially for the type of thing that I'm doing, it does a lot of things which no doubt we'll be talking about.
Yeah, perfect. So the book in total, I think, so we're not going to go on about how you wrote the book today or anything like that, but it roughly took about, was it 6-8 months really from start to finish? Or was it
yeah, probably about 4 or 5 once I really got into it. I messed about for a few months, as most people do, I think, but yeah. Perfect.
So basically, as I always say, Dom, the book is just the start of it. It's just the start of the process. Obviously, you had grand ideas of what you probably wanted to do, or you might not have done, I'm not sure. But you have been you are an advocate of writing books and why you should write books. Just show us a couple of the books, or the main book, and then you've got just a little bugger. He's got another new book coming out as well.
So this is the original one. This is How to Be a Dog Superhero, the one that's on the screen there. Now, this is the one we launched last year. This is the book that kind of changed everything for me. It did everything that I wanted it to do. It positioned me as an expert. It's a fantastic introduction to me and my business. And it sets people up to find out more about everything else that I do as well, online training, seminars, podcasts, all this kind of thing. So that's that one. And the next one, which is due out, next week or week after it, isn't it? But
as soon as we can print it, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally with the foil blockers now. So that's what it's going to look like. We've got a little bit of gold foil going to go on there on the pound side. That's what we're waiting for that to come back. So this one I've changed, I've diversified slightly because this is for pet business owners. So this one's for dog walkers to help them to grow their pet business, walk yourself healthy. Yeah, so that's what we're going with that. And we've got another couple on the bubble as well.
So there you go, people. The power of writing a book, the confidence that it also gives you, it helps your business, and further on in the seminar, obviously we're going on about the lead generation power that it brings. But obviously Dom is here to kind of talk about why and how, because it's always intrigued me slightly. And this puppy dog here, How to Be Your Dog Superhero, well, has been in the top. Well, you tell everyone about it, Dom. How it all works out.
It's done, like I said, it's done everything that I wanted it to do. I think I went into it with my eyes wide open, so I wasn't expecting it to be the next Harry Potter or anything like that. It was there to do a specific job of positioning me and introducing people to me, to my business and that kind of thing. But I came up with sort of 5 things that I think, these aren't 5 new things, by the way, but they're just 5 things that I think everybody should kind of do if they're gonna go into this. Do you think? Yeah,
perfect. So basically, we're going to go through now, and I'm going to put a little flashy thing up when it comes back up, Dom. But this is Dom's top 5 tips on how to become an Amazon #1 bestseller. So over to the master. Okay, so we'll do it the old style. Coming in at number 5.
Okay, coming in at number 5. Write a good book. There's no. I'm sort of messed around for a while getting into it, and a mutual friend of ours, Vicky Praise, she helped me out with the book as well. And basically, you have to, there's loads of books out there. It's so easy now, isn't it, to just knock something up 4,000 or 5,000 words, and you turn it into a multi-file and put it on Kindle, and boom, you've got a book. But if it's not formatted correctly, if it's not a quality bit of work, really, then it's not going to do the job that you want it to do, I think. So I'm not saying that my book there's nothing in it that's particularly groundbreaking, but it's like a work of quality. I took the time to write it, to get it edited, to get it formatted, and all these kind of things, so that it looks the part.
And also to everybody, regardless, and like Dom says, we can all knock something up pretty quickly. And yes, it is out there, but Dom probably spent a fair bit of money on it to get it right as well. And I think he's testament in that, obviously, what he's done. Obviously, like I say, content is king, Dom, isn't it, as always?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Which brings me on to the next point, actually, point number 4.
Number 4.
And that is to know who you're writing for,
Right.
I knew when I started this particular book, I knew it wasn't going to be, I didn't want it to be sort of another stuffy dog training book for dog trainers. I wanted it to be for people who were like me 5 years ago, people who love their dogs dearly, but they had no control over them,
Yeah.
So I wanted to share my successes and my failures, and just basically speak to people on their level. And that's not being derogatory or disrespectful. I mean, their level is my level, I'm not, this is how I speak. This is how I speak in my emails. This is similar to how I speak in my book. And I think that's maybe not so much to me and you. It was in this sort of game, but to the general public, that's quite refreshing. I think you speaking speaking to them on a level that they can understand and empathise with,
and not being so up your own backside, basically.
Oh, sure, definitely, yeah. The more you, this brings me nicely on to point number 3.
Genuinely, I did not know that was going to be the case.
Almost like we planned this. It's put your personality into it.
Yeah.
So know your audience. That's number 4. Know who you're writing for. So I knew when mine wasn't going to be for dog trainers, it was going to be for dog owners. Then the third thing was putting my personality into it. The more you put your personality into it, even using things like swear words and slang or whatever, if it's your type of thing, which it is for me, that helps pull people in as well. I mean, you can see there, there's 126 reviews. There was 125 yesterday. There's 126 today, and I've been another little tip, I suppose, would be I've been quite persistent in asking for reviews. So when anybody messages me and says, I enjoyed the book, I'll say, brilliant. Can you leave me a review on Amazon? Because I wanted to get it. I wanted to get it over 100. Really, that was what I wanted. And I did that within a year. So
the key for you there was in the follow up then to.
For sure, with everything, everything with the follow up all the time. And when you look at the reviews, which is the only reason I was mentioning them, I'm not saying that to show off. I'm just saying what's possible.
He is. Look, he's got 5 stars there.
but if you read the reviews, they're people who've written a review. The majority of them will say, I spent £300 on a behaviourist. I went to all these classes, but nothing spoke to me in the way that this book kind of did. Do you know what I mean? And that's, and like I say, there's no magic in there. It's not like I know the secret of dog training, because I don't. I've just said it the way that I see it. I've said it with my personality. Yeah,
and you've basically being yourself. Try not to be somebody that you're not. And I think we've all been there, whatever kind of area we've walked in life. Sometimes I've tried it. I've got a Mockney accent, etc. I am where I am. There's no point in me trying to be William instead of Bill. So, and that's that's the best way I can kind of describe it. And you're right. I think being yourself within it, and again, it goes back. If you are very eloquent, then be eloquent within your book. You don't have to,
for sure.
You don't have to say a fucking shit just because it's trying to be all rock and roll about it. But if you are like that, like we are, then again, that's not trying to be cool about stuff either. That is again just speaking to your audience, being who you are. And then when people kind of, they're going to be shocked by knowing the real you, and that's a big, I think, right.
That's exactly right. And I mean, with my books, I'm going to talk about when I get to point 5. Yeah. My books are there as the start of the funnel, and this one too, the Water Yourself Wealthy, even more so. This one's specifically been written to be the start of the funnel, and it leads people to another place. So I don't want people reading this and then coming to a seminar or joining an online group of mine and being shocked by the way that I talk, by you saying fucking shit and stuff, because they're going to be shocked and disappointed, but I want them to know that from the start. That's why it's on.
Absolutely, and that's what the power of a book really does. So that was number 3, was it? What's number 2?
Number 3, yeah. Now this one, it might sound a bit obvious, and I'm sure it comes from all the time, but I really think it's worth investing in a decent cover, because I think mine has, the cover with me has been a lot of the behind the success, and we've got Julia, who's done both of my covers.
Just promote. You can promote. It's Julia King Creative, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Julia. She's Julia Brown now.
Okay.
Brown. I think it's Brown Out Design. I think. Julia. She's done a fantastic job with this one as well. I mean, these are some of the dogs that we walk daily on their adventures. She's got them on there, and I know, just if you were to back up from that and look at the list of all of the books, mine does stand out. It's so it was like you said before. It was Sorry, if you click back on the book again, Bill.
Oh, in your book, mate. Yeah.
And then you scroll down.
Oh yeah, very predictable type thing, are they?
Yeah. Just a bit further too. I'm not sure if you can go down to the book description where it says nothing dogs there. See where it says in dogs? Go back up.
There. Too fast.
Animal pet care dogs. See where it's got dogs on this?
Am I being a bit of a numpty here, mate? Oh, dogs. Sorry, there.
Yeah, click on there. So they're all the books in dog care.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, some of these are really professional books. They've had a lot of money spent on them, but some of them are by television stars and stuff. But mine does stand out generally amongst a lot of those, and I'm sure the new one's going to stand out as well. Yeah. So, like you said before, it was a cost. It was an investment. It was something where I did have to shell out, but the book's still ticking over now for me. It's still bringing people to my business, so it's going to do that for a long time, I hope. Yeah,
definitely. No, like I say, it is an evergreen product, the book. So, okay. And then number 1.
Number 1 would be to leverage it. Have it as a. I've leveraged the shit out of mine, and I've continued to do so.
For example, again, what I say to people, it can be things like this. It could be turned into webinars, seminars, training days, training groups, online groups, mastermind groups. It literally, Dom, explain your story. Literally from the book.
Exactly the same thing. I mean, the book itself is a paperback. It's a Kindle book. It's also an audio book that I sell on Audible. They're all linked together on the Whisper Sync thing as well. So you know, it's consumable lots of different ways. It's also a course, the How to Be a Dog Superhero course. It's also a seminar. I'm going back up to Scotland this weekend to do the How to Be a Dog Superhero seminars. I've also got an Inner Circle. We've also got a podcast, the Superhero Dog Owner Show. So this is like that's where it fits into the whole.
So basically, it goes back to that constant, not just having one trick pony. Like you say, you've got 7, 8, probably 9 different things there. That isn't just the book, as I will say to people, but the book's kind of sparked that off to kind of create the brand of yourself now, of sorts, hasn't it?
And almost a whole new side of my business, really. You know, like from what I had before, it was like training and walking, adventures. Now there's this, which is the book and all those other things. Then we've got this one, Reward Yourself Wealthy. That's going to do the same thing. So there'll be the book, there'll be Inner Circles, there's seminars I've been doing. I did a boot camp at the weekend for pet dog business people. So yeah, you know, it's like just one part of the mix, but a brilliant part.
Yeah, and from your business point of view, obviously people are not going to ask for true stats and facts, but you know, since writing the book, and again, it's not just putting it down to the book, but because of the book, it's probably helped your business grow by quite somewhat, I'd imagine.
I would say, I would say it's
other things.
Doubled it this year, I would say,
yeah, and that's what I keep saying to people. You know, if you get it right, like Dom has, then you know you position yourself as that's what the whole book should be about for people. Position yourself within an expert within your field, you know, whatever field that is. And I think Dom's a great example, you know, for being a dog trainer, and then has expanded it now to pet business kind of marketing. Is that right, Dom?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of elevated Dom above. Obviously, that, you know, he's a confident lad as it is anyway. But obviously, with this now, it's kind of really, you know, like you said, it's a content is king. So the book's actually written extremely well. He spent some money, you know, within the internals, getting it all set correctly, plus a cover anyway. So he's kind of packaged it nicely, branded himself nicely, and then obviously from that, it's positioned well. So from being that, I mean, did you just quickly before we shoot off? Did you actually market yourself on Amazon itself, or was it done via different forms such as Facebook ads and other stuff for the book?
So most of it was probably the important part that I missed out a bit is like I have got my own platform as well. You know, I do sell it to my own list.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're all about lead generation, aren't we? And having your own kind of platform. But this, I mean, Amazon is an amazing platform to be on. You know, people are on there to buy, aren't they? You know, to buy stuff.
Yeah.
They're on there looking for dog training books. They're not looking for dog training freebies. They're looking to spend money on dog, you know, or dog business books. So it's just another huge addition to the thing, as well as everything what I'm doing with my own list, really, you know.
So did you send people, again, I think these are the key questions that people might want to be, you know, watching this now, trying to say, Bill, ask that question. So obviously, basically, if you don't have a list anyway, you've got to grow a list. So that's something I'll be taking care of within the webinar anyway. But if you have a small list anyway, it could be 50 people, 100 people, you know, there are people there that are interested in what you're saying and doing at this moment in time. While you have a book, that is something you can either give away to them if you feel the need, or actually ask them for some money. It's always key. As soon as people can hand over their wallet of £10, £20, £30, whatever it is, it's a small amount, but that's a first commitment from the client, customer's point of view, which is a huge thing. Is when someone gives you some money, then therefore they're really keen, whether it's, like I say, £10 or £1,000 or £100,000, it's kind of irrelevant.
If it's a good product that you've given them, like with a book, they'll be much more likely to buy something else from you.
Absolutely. So therefore, that's when the other products that therefore come after that. So so going back to it, obviously, did you so you marketed the book obviously within your own list that you had, and then you marketed it. Did you directly do Amazon marketing, or was it Facebook?
I did put a little bit of money behind Amazon advertising, actually advertising within my Amazon account. And
was that no, and from your point of view, obviously, because obviously it varies for different people, but was Facebook probably the better marketing?
Definitely, We did quite a bit with Facebook, really. You know, it's a good place to get people into the funnel, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's perfect, really. Just because obviously within the webinar, I'm doing that comparison of Amazon, Google, Facebook, And it's interesting because obviously different people, again, different strokes for different people, isn't it? At the end of the day, you know, some people I know are nailing it now with Amazon advertising compared to Facebook advertising. Like you say, people are there to buy on Amazon.
Yeah.
They're not, you know, some people's habits on Facebook is we're just looking and we might be interested, but we're not maybe in the buying mode. Whereas a lot of people that I've been dealing with over the last kind of 3-6 months, especially kind of transferring, still spending money on Facebook, but transferring some of them funds to the Amazon kind of advertising platform, which again seems to work. Again, different people.
I'll probably do a lot. I'll probably look into that a lot more. Probably speak to you about that, actually. With the new book, because the new book, it leads people I've got bonuses in there and stuff, so it leads people to the next part of the journey much more than my first one did. We live and learn, don't we?
Absolutely. And just before we go, John, because I really do appreciate your time. Just tell everyone how good it felt when you realised you're on Amazon. Well, was it top 5 first of all, then it top 3?
Yeah, top 5, and we've been number 1 a couple of times actually. While it was been full price, obviously Amazon do the different promotions, don't they? And you can take advantage of. But I mean, mine's been sort of around the top 10 for about a year, really. You know. And
Arc at Big Head, everyone, eh? Arc at Big Head.
Not ask me how, but it has.
No, it's great. It's great. And
I've got the book bug now, you know. Well, you know I have. I'm wanting to get more of them on there and see if I can get some kind of snowball effect for it as well.
Absolutely. So there you go, people. As I said, you know, a real life Amazon #1 bestseller. Can you? And he's a Sunderland fan. Can you believe? not all doom and gloom. But anyway, Dom, thanks ever so much, buddy. Really, really appreciate it. And just tell everyone the next book's kind of on me when that's out. But we expect that definitely in the next week or so. Just give us the name of the next book.
It's Walk Yourself Wealthy, the quick, easy and no BS guide to transform your passion for pooches into an insanely profitable and fun dog walking empire.
And that's tip number 6. Get a great subtitle.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Cheers, Dom. Thanks a lot, mate.
You're welcome, buddy. Good luck. See ya.
There you go, everybody. The fantastic Dominic Hodgson there, the #1 Amazon best-selling author, and I'm sure his next book will be exactly the same. I hope you picked up a few good hints and tips there from Dom. Like I said, you know, there's no hidden secret of sorts. It's just a case of good hard work, good quality, and being persistent at what you're doing. So, you know, to go further on, as we were just discussing within that video where people are advertising. Look, I'm not going to go into heavy detail now where I think is good. Facebook advertising is fantastic. We can really detail now the type of potential clientele that we require. So, for example, you know, we want people with money that's going to spend money with us, don't we? So in Facebook now, you can literally say, right, I want people that have an annual income over £75,000. They're interested in this, or either a business owner or they're a sales professional or they're a dog walker, for example. You know, if you want to get that specific, you can. And that's the beauty of it. This is as you see on the screen here, this is a product that myself and Vicky Fraser have, was an actual kind of publishing your book, is how to write your book and publish your book. A little course there, which is published in 90days.com /Bill Goss. And it's a product there that's an evergreen product there. We've done a lot of advertising on Facebook on that. So you, again, specifically targeting people who are writing books, thinking about starting a business. You see what I mean? You can really go heavily into Facebook advertising. It's a wonderful tool. The leading experts, not me, I wish I was, but the leading experts within Facebook marketing kind of say you've probably got about another year, say 2018, 2019, of kind of the Facebook gold rush, where it's fairly cheap still to kind of advertise on Google, find your niche crowd before it kind of goes up to Google AdWords prices. So you've still got about another year or so, long time in many respects, but short in others, I know, to kind of get your platform out there. So if you are going to publish your book in 2018, if you like, get it ready for 2018, Facebook advertising, of course, is a right way to go forward, but you've got to kind of test and measure that. You get all stats and facts with Facebook if you haven't done it before. It's a video I've done as well. You can get all the information you come back through, and who you've reached, the results, and how much it costs you per click, and all sorts, basically. You get loads of information. Don't forget other platforms as well. There's Bing advertising, Google advertising, Bing and Google advertising. If you haven't already, actually give you money to kind of get going. As long as you give them £25 to start with. Google, I think, give you £75 and Bing give you £50. There's different promotions at different times. So, yeah, always look out for that. Sometimes you might get £50 or you might get £100 or whatever, but it's really good if you just want to try things and dabble things in there. Again, you get all stats and facts. This is just a screenshot of one of my Google campaigns that I've done. You get, you say returning visitor versus new visitor. So obviously a lot of mine was new, but a fairly decent split of 70-30. The bounce rate, you can go really heavily into this. The beauty of it is that all of us don't have any excuses now not to advertise within the online world. It's nothing new. Of course, it's been going on for a long, long time, but there's a lot of people there that are kind of comfortable doing one thing and one thing only. And this is, what I'm kind of getting to. When I lost one of my businesses, where I built a multiple six-figure business on Google AdWords, fantastic, worked really well for a long, long time. I built a couple of other businesses as well, but on Google AdWords. But my main business, I unfortunately had to shut down a couple of years ago. Because I relied too much on one stream, and once that kind of backfired on me, I lost a lot of money and had to put one of the businesses to bed, unfortunately. So spread the risk to start with. If you're going to spend £100 a month or £10,000 a month, I mean, I think most people, when you came on here, you filled out a form for me. Most people were honest, so I'd say probably 80% of people. I think there's 78 that registered on here at the moment. There is 59 people on the webinar. Out of the 78 that registered for it, most people actually said they're going to budget between £250 and £1,000 per month to advertise a book, which is fantastic, absolutely great. But spread the risk. We've got Google AdWords, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We've got lots of different platforms. So when you're first doing it, when you're getting your lead magnet out there, forget about the book at the moment, the lead magnet, test and measure, find out where your audience is. They're not all on Facebook. As much as we'd like to think they are, not everybody's on Facebook buying our products or sampling our products. They could be on LinkedIn, they could be on Twitter, they could be on other platforms. Test it while you can. And just, if you're putting in, for example, a fair size budget of, realistically to get anything moving, you're going to have to spend, I'm afraid, folks, between I'd say £500 to £1,500 per month to start with to really get any traction. Doing 50 quids and 100 quids, you might be lucky, but it's going to take a long time, and that's where frustration begins. But spread the risk to start with. It's all about testing and measuring. How to start to build your tribe is obviously by funneling people through via social media. We can also do direct mail. That does work tremendously well, but you do need a list. You can kind of cold list if you want, but the results are very, very tricky on that. And you've got to do it the right way. You can't just spam people. You can't just, pick up the phone and pester people. I wouldn't recommend that at all. Find people that are kind of similar that you're looking for and targeting them. Warm them up maybe with an email, for example, or a phone call or something like that of interest, or send out a letter of interest. Definitely never spam people and all that stuff. Just try and lead people into a website or a landing page, preferably. You don't have to spend loads of money on this. You really, really don't. I've been suckered into that, and I've spent tens of thousands of pounds on websites and something all nice and lovely looking, but you want results at the end of the day. And this is what this next slide's about. This landing page here is the perfect landing page, in my opinion, if you're trying to sell a book or as it were, in a product. This guy here, if you don't know him, is a gentleman called Dan Kennedy. He's an American chap. I think estimated he's brought in over $1 billion worth of income to the companies that he's worked for over the last 35, 40 years. He is known as the godfather of direct marketing. And he literally is, if you're into marketing, get one of his books. They're all about Amazon, etc. They are fantastic. Now, the reason I'm taking you this to the actual screenshot here, I couldn't fit it all on because my screenshot, for some reason, I couldn't. But look how simple it is. Hasn't got all bells and whistles. It's not got anything funny on there. There's no video on there. There's nothing on there. Simple directive, if you like, with an old kind of advertorial style on the left-hand side, the image of what you're going to get and what you need to do next. So it's really, really simple. And listen, if Dan Kennedy, if you don't know him, then Google him. You'll find out a lot about him. If he will set landing pages up like this, then so should you. Pretty simple stuff, okay? He's got his lead magnet there, which is, he's actually selling the book there, but he's also given a CD delivered to your door for only $4.95 shipping and handling. So he's kind of giving you a free book, if you like, for just $4.95. You give him a lead magnet. He's got the data capture, which is key. So, simple data capture tools, which then lead to email marketing. So we just need your first name, maybe your last name, email address and phone number. If that's what you're doing to start with, you're not selling the product, you're just kind of giving a free download away. But a bit similar to what Dan Kennedy's done there. First name, last name, email address, send it to me. Pretty simple. That then goes to an actual purchasing page. But you need data capture as well. Email marketing is the cheapest and easiest way to communicate. I personally use MailChimp. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Lots of other people use other things, Aweber. You don't need at this moment in time, depends where you are, what stage you're at within your business. Infusionsoft is brilliant, very expensive, very hard to get around. Again, maybe I'm just a bit thick, but I was with it for 6 months and it was incredibly hard and my business suffered from it. Not blaming that, it is really good. It was probably me, not them. I use simple tools because I just want to get things done quickly. MailChimp, for example, now you can even do your Facebook ads and Instagram ads on there. Does you all the tools of the trade as well. You can have a look at your overviews, your open rates, your click rates, your industry average. If people are clicking your links and you know who they are, give them a call. They opened it. Oh, yeah, I noticed you opened my link regarding how to become the best-selling author in the world. Are you writing your book then? Do you see what I mean? All you're trying to do is get a conversation with somebody. It's not always like people trying to buy stuff from you straight away. We need to help them and find out more about them rather than, give me something, type thing, So what you need to do next, in my opinion, is to kind of get that lead magnet ready. So create a cover. You can use Canva. Canva is a brilliant tool. If you just, don't need to hire anyone expensive to start with for the lead magnet. Remember, this isn't your book. You can create a free magnet, as in a Word document or even from your own blog or from your website you have at the moment, using Designer, as it's called. And I'll give you the link in a minute. Create a landing page. Use WordPress. You can use other tools as well out there, but just create a simple landing page. Set up an email marketing system purposely for your book as well. So if you've already got email marketing tools out there, which I'm sure you have, create a different one, completely different one for your book. Okay, so therefore you know exactly what you're getting back for every penny you're spending. If you're getting anything back, what's working, what's not. But if you set up an email system such as MailChimp for your book, then it's very specific for that. Try different marketing platforms and limit your budget. Like I said, Facebook, Google, Amazon marketing, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, etc. If you're going to spend £500, just limit it. Spend £100 on each top 5 platform to start with. It's going to take 3, 4, 5 months really to kind of get any feedback that. If you've got a bigger budget, fantastic. But still split the budget. Number 6 for me is key. Communicate your content regularly. Email marketing, video blogs, podcasts, newsletters. We've got it all at our hands. There are no excuses, but do it regularly. I think, people go, I don't like email marketing. And well, it's the cheapest and easiest way to communicate. Your audience will tell you if they don't like you anyway. If you're not providing good content, they soon unsubscribe. So it's just a fact of life. Not everyone's going to love us. Not everyone's going to like us. Even I get that now. Even me being egotistical as I am, I fully get that. I truly do. Not everyone's going to understand you. Not everyone's going to like what you do. But it's the ones who are responding to you are the ones that you need to kind of take care of the most. And number 7 for me is get on with it. Just get on with it. Too many of us procrastinate, try and make it perfect. Yes, it has to look professional. Of course it does. But, get on with it. Set a goal. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got businesses to look after or families to look after or whatever it is. There are certain exceptions to the rule, of course, but then you set a date. But you have to set a date in your diary when you need the lead magnet done, which I think you can do next week, if I'm honest with you, and then the book, whenever that book is. But, there's 2 things you need to get on with if you really want to be successful with publishing your books and your manuals and your other side of things, because that will help and elevate you within your field. So it's a bigger picture you've got to think about, not the instant kind of super quick, I want it now, that doesn't work like that. We're thinking maybe 12, 18, 24 months down the line. You know, some people get there really quickly. Dom's done exceptionally well, but that now is 18 months in the making, as good as, really, from start to finish. Again, that's not an overnight success. That's taken him some time and a lot of good mentorship from other people as well. So, you know, get on with it. You know, it doesn't come that easy. Otherwise, we'd all be doing it. What your book can become: training courses, webinars, seminars, mastermind groups, continuity programs, widgets, consultations, and of course, a simple book. But a book is the start of the process, a free magnet, book, etc. So we're just trying to gauge people's interest. We're just trying to spark that conversation. That's all we're trying to do. And trust me, the rest of all this will follow if you get it right. People to follow, in my opinion, people that I enjoy, if you like, on the marketing side, is Frank Kern, Gary Vaynerchuk. People love or hate type thing, but there you go. He does exceptionally well. Neil Patel, Dan Kennedy, of course. And there's a link for there, which you'll get after the slides. Useful resources to set up great graphics on a budget is Canva.com. For free giveaways, so you can set up ebooks, etc., is Designer, as I call it, .io. Really good tool. To learn, design, and build cost-effective landing pages, I highly recommend optimizepress.com, or leadpages.net, or clickfunnels.com. Depends on your monthly budget. Optimized Press is the cheaper one. You can just pay a one-off cost, I think, per year. The other two, and there's lots of others out there. You've got Wix, they've got loads of stuff out there, but they're the ones that I recommend. I have used these as well. Set up a simple email marketing system. MailChimp, like I said, it's free, up to 2,000 lists, basically, so use it. And to see how one of the greats of direct marketing uses his book to gain leads, click on that link after this webinar. You'll see what I mean. It's fantastic. Hold on, of course, a webinar would not be the same without a special offer. I'd be a fool not to, wouldn't I, really? But, you know, listen, if you're struggling to get more sales, leads and clients, I might just have the solution for you. This is a typical sales funnel. Most people, in my opinion, will get confused, do half of it. If they're lucky, or never finish it. It's all disjointed. It doesn't fall in sync, and people can spend a lot of money getting this wrong, spend a lot of time, which I think is more important, getting this wrong. You know, what we've come up with and what I'm introducing for you tonight is the perfect author selling platform. Very jazzy, very good name, I do think. I come up with it myself, but it is. It's specifically set up for people to sell books, and it's specifically set up there for people to be successful with what they're doing. What you will get is basically the full funnel website development of the perfect author selling platform, and that is retailing at £997. What you'll get is basically, we will combine all of this together for you, we'll create everything for you, get it all ready for you, whether you're trying to sell on membership sites or whatever it is you're trying to do. It's all created for you. You don't have to worry about this. This is where we've come on over the last 18 months or so, is trying to hone it in for people and get the frustration out of people when they're trying to produce their books. You can do all this yourself. Of course you can. There's the tools out there. I've given you 80% of them if you want. It's the time it's going to take you, trust me, to get this up and running. So introducing this, you'll also get the pre-launch email suite, which is pre-templated swipe files of proven formula emails that have worked not only for myself, but for other authors and clients of ours. So you will actually get this, which is a 14-day email suite of a pre-launch of your lead magnet and your book. And you can use it for other products as well. It works. And this does, it actually goes out in another guise for £497. We'll also get the magic email and the cart open suite, which is pre-templated swipe files. Again, exactly the same process. But again, the value of that is £997, because this is where you can make the money. Obviously, being still a book publisher and printer at heart, you're going to get the book booster, which is 100 A5 printed books, up to 200 pages with an ISBN and cover design. You can go onto my publishing websites, and you know that for a fact. It's in excess of £500, but the value of it there is £500. So not only that, of course, I'm going to give you a bonus. Number one bonus today is my new social media booster 30 days. And the value of that will be £1,500 once it's released in November. And, you know, once you've got your funnel ready, you need to get visitors. The next thing you need is social media awareness, right? So did you know there's millions of people out there who have no idea what you do or what you offer? I'm afraid it's true. So we will help you out with the new social media booster. Bonus number 2 is 3 months of premium support. This will retail at £585. We're not just going to leave you in the lurch, basically. We'll get your funnel out there even faster with the simplest author funnel tool designed for you to convert more customers. Basically, my team and I are going to set this all up for you, make it look all super duper, get everything all running, and then leave it to you. Because again, this is where most people fail. You will have 3 months with us, unlimited. I'd like to say 24/7, but 24/7 during business hours, definitely. And we will help you out. We will respond to it. There's going to be a few little tweaks along the way. Of course there are. There's going to be a few things that aren't working well. I'm not going to pull the wool over your eyes. It always happens when we're launching products, when you're doing stuff. It's never going to be perfect from day one. But we've got all the actual system in place to support you along the way. And bonus number 3 is the winning webinar funnel. This values at £999. It's a winning webinar funnel. It's a funnel that you can use to get people registered for your webinar. So if you're not doing webinars, then you should be. This webinar that you'll be having as well, in particular, converted at 32% to 43% to cold traffic on Facebook advertising. Not bad, eh? You can use this 2-step funnel for your webinar registration and your webinar confirmation page starting immediately. So all this is just £997, and I've made this even simpler for you. But this is a first come, first serve offer only. And this is only available for the first 10 smart cats out there. And remember, most self-published authors only sell between 80 to 120 copies of their book. So this is a reminder of what you'll get. You'll get the full funnel website development of the perfect author selling platform. This values at $997. You'll get the pre-launch email suite, all pre-templated, all ready to go into your MailChimp system for $497. Plus, you'll have the magic email and the cart open suite as well thereafter, which is highly important, for $990. Well, it's values at $997. Plus, the all-important tangible goods. You get physical goods with this particular product called the Book Booster. 100 A5 printed books up to 200 pages, including an ISBN and a cover design professionally done, for a value of £500. Plus a bonus of the new Social Media Booster 30 days. The bonus number 2 are 3 months premium support, which is key. And number 3, which is the winning webinar funnel. And as I mentioned earlier to you, I've made this even simpler for you. The first 10 people who take me up on this offer have the opportunity to split their payments. When ordering today, you can pay in 3 easy installments of just £450, or you can pay in full. Your choice. If you want to be published author in 2018 and find out how to generate more leads, how to attract more clients, become the leading authority in your field, and how to use your book as a marketing evergreen tool, then I'm introducing the perfect author selling platform. Simply go to www.helpsellmybooks.com. And this is a limited offer. The price will go up, and there's only 10 available for the next 10 authors. Thank you so much for your ears and your eyes tonight. I really appreciate it. Have a good one. If you need any help, then contact me, Bill at elitepublishingacademy.com. Speak to you soon. Thank you.